Hi, Detective and Groovy Entertainment. Today we're gonna record a play for you. Today, record Thumbelina. So let's get started.
Thumbelina. Once upon a time, there was a woman who wanted a little child for her very own, but she had no idea where to get one. So she went to see an old witch who knew all sorts of magic, and she said,
Old witch, I want a little child very much. Won't you tell me where I can get one?
Oh, only a little one? Why, that's easy. You see this grain of barley? Well, it's not the kind that grows in the farmer's field. You just take it home and plant it in a flower pot and see what happens.
Oh, thank you very much. And here is a coin for your help.
the woman went home and did as she was told, and in a very short time, a lovely large flower grew up. It looked like a tulip, but the petals were tightly closed.
What a pretty flower. I must give it a kiss.
Just as she kissed it, the flower burst open. And there, sitting in the middle of the flower, was a tiny little girl. She was as dainty and pretty as could be, and in size no bigger than your thumb. So she was called Thumbelina. The woman was very pleased. She made for Thumbelina a bed out of a lacquered walnut shell. For her mattress, she used blue violet petals, and for her pillow, she used a rose petal. There, Thumbelina slept at night. But during the day, she played on the table where the woman placed a water bowl with flowers. In the bowl, a large tulip petal floated, and Thumbelina would sit on it and row from one side of the bowl to the other. She used two white horse hairs for oars. Oh, it was a lovely sight. And Thumbelina could sing, too, beautifully. But one night, as Thumbelina was sleeping in her walnut shell, something hopped into the room through a broken pane of glass in the window. It was a toad, very big, wet, and ugly. It spied Thumbelina in her bed and said,
Just what I was looking for. She'd make a fine wife for my son.
The toad seized the walnut shell with Thumbelina still sleeping in it, hopped through the broken window, down into the garden, and off to the bank of a muddy and marshy stream. Here she lived with her son, who was as ugly as his mother.
Look, son, what I have brought you, your beautiful bride to be. That's what you always say. Shh, not so loud or you'll wake her. She could easily run away from us, and she is light as a feather. You'll put her out in the stream on one of those broad lily pads, so she won't be able to escape. Then we must fix up the best room that we have in the mud, so that you and she can set up a fine home.
The toads then swam out to the lily pad and placed Thumbelina on it, still asleep in her walnut shell. The next morning, the toads, after fixing up the room in the mud, swam out to the lily pad. Thumbelina had just awakened.
Oh, where am I? And who are you?
Oh, good morning. Did you enjoy your sleep? My name is Mrs. Toad, and this is my son. Say hello, son. That's all he ever says. Anyway, he is to be your husband. We have just fixed up your home to be, and we need your walnut shell to set up in the bedroom. We'll just take it now and leave you here to get ready for the wedding.
Oh, wait. I don't want to marry your son. He's so ugly. What shall I do? What shall I do?
The toads swam off with Thumbelina's bed and left the tiny girl crying her heart out. However, this conversation did not go unheard, as some little fishes had popped up their heads, and once they saw the beautiful Thumbelina, they decided to help her. The fish swam over to the stem that held the lily pad and chewed it away, and so the lily pad floated away down the stream, carrying Thumbelina far from the clutches of the toads. She sailed on and into a far-off land. A white butterfly fluttered around the tiny girl and then settled on the lily pad. Thumbelina took her sash and tied one end to the butterfly and the other to the lily pad. Now, when the butterfly flew off, the lily pad moved much more swiftly down the stream. Just then, a large beetle came flying by and seized Thumbelina and carried her off into a tree.
Oh, let me go! Let me go!
Hold still, or you'll fall out of the tree.
But I must get back to my lily pad. The poor butterfly is tied to it by my sash.
Oh, what do I care about butterflies? I'm sure she'll be taken care of. Now you sit down and eat this honeydew from the flowers. Do you know that you're very pretty, although you don't look like a beetle at all? You really are. I must bring some of my lady friends to meet you. Don't you dare move away. Here she is. Here she is. Isn't she beautiful? Just like I told you.
Pretty? She only has 2
How
legs.
pitiful. Her waistline is so narrow. She has no feelings. She looks like a human.
Ugly. Ugly? Ugly? And I thought she was so beautiful. Well, I must get rid of her. Here, come with me.
Oh!
Now you're on the ground. So be off, you ugly thing. Human.
Poor Thumbelina spent the entire summer in the forest. She lived on the pollen from the flowers and drank the dew that formed on the leaves. Then summer passed, and so did the autumn. And then began the long, cold winter. All the birds had flown off to warmer climates, and the trees and flowers withered. The freezing wind cut through Thumbelina, and all hope seemed gone. She stumbled out of the forest and into a cornfield now dry and barren. With her head down to fend off the wind, Thumbelina noticed a hole under the stubble, and in it a chunk of wood. It looked like a door. No, it couldn't be. But it was a door. Thumbelina knocked.
Well, who is it?
Oh, it's the home of a field mouse. Mouse, may I have some kernels of corn to eat? I haven't eaten in 2 days.
Why, you poor little girl. Come right into my house where it's nice and warm. Now, sit right down at the table. And I'll get you something good to eat.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Mouse. You're very kind. I only wish there was some way I could repay you.
Ah, fiddledy-sticks. I am only doing what any right-minded field mouse would do. Oh, but you might do something for me. See, I'm a bit lonely here. And you certainly are not going out into that cold weather.
Well, I wouldn't like to.
Of course not. You stay here for the rest of the winter. But you'll have to keep the house clean.
I will. I will.
And you'll have to tell me stories, because I love stories.
Thumbelina agreed, and she settled down in the comfortable home of the field mouse. One day, the field mouse made an announcement.
Well, today we're going to have a visitor.
Who is it?
My neighbor, the mole. He comes to visit me quite often. His house is much finer than mine, and he wears a beautiful black velvet fur. Thumbelina, if you could get him to marry you, you'd be well provided for. But he can't see well at all, so you'll have to tell him those beautiful stories that you know. Something is breaking through my wall.
Rum, rum. Calm yourself, Mouse. It's only me, Mole. Don't worry about your wall. I'll repair it. In fact, I'm going to put a door there.
What do you mean?
Well, you know how I like to come over and visit with you, but I can't stand walking outdoors and being exposed to the sun and the birds and flowers during the warmer months. So I have just completed a tunnel from my house directly to yours. You can use it too and come over any time you like.
Oh, it sounds grand, but did you give us a scare?
Us? I didn't know you had company.
Mole, I'd like to introduce you to Thumbelina, my tiny little friend. She is spending the winter with me.
How do you do, Mole?
Fine, thank you. Egads, you are small.
Oh, but she knows some wonderful songs and stories.
Well, let's hear one.
Go ahead, Thumbelina.
Sing a song of sixpence, a pocket full of rye. 4 and 20 blackbirds baked in a pie. When the pie was open, the birds began to sing. Wasn't that a dainty dish to set before the king?
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. What did I tell you?
Just all right. my tunnel to my house and we'll have a little party.
Oh, yeah, we'll be
We'll be
right
right
with
with
you.
you.
Come on, we're halfway through.
What's that big object lying in front of us?
Oh, it's just a dead bird. He must have got caught in a snowstorm and dropped to the ground and fell through a gopher hole. I just dug around it. All that birds do is to sing that silly tweet, tweet.
Spoken like a sensible man. Birds are a silly bother.
I don't think birds are silly. This poor swallow might be the very one that sang so sweetly last summer.
Come on, Thumbelina. Don't waste your time.
I'm coming.
Later that night, when the field mouse and Thumbelina had returned home and gone to bed, Thumbelina couldn't fall asleep. She kept thinking about the poor bird in the tunnel. So she got out of bed, took a rug and some soft wool that she found in the house, and went to the bird. She began to cover the bird with the rug, and she leaned quite close to the swallow.
The swallow's heart is still beating.
With a sense of hope, Thumbelina now covered the swallow very carefully so that it would be protected from the cold earth. The next night, Thumbelina crept down to the swallow again. The warm covering had given some strength to the bird, and she opened her eyes and spoke very faintly.
Thank you, my pretty little girl. I now feel warm and nice. My strength is returning. Soon I'll be able to fly out into the warm sunshine. Oh, it's terribly cold outside. It's snowing and freezing. Stay here and I'll look after you.
All winter, Thumbelina brought food and drink to the swallow, who gradually regained all of her strength. This was done without the field mouse or mole's knowledge. When the spring came, the swallow made a hole in the roof of the tunnel, which was only a few inches under the ground, and hopped out into the sunlight.
Sun, beautiful sun. Isn't this a beautiful day? Thumbelina, why don't you come fly away with me to the green, green forest? I would like to, but I can't leave the field mouse like this. After all, she has been very kind to me. Goodbye, my pretty sweet girl. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Thumbelina became very sad. She wasn't allowed to go out into the sunshine, and the corn which had been sown above the mouse's home now grew so tall that it looked like a dense forest to tiny Thumbelina. And finally, the tiresome mole had asked her to marry him, and the field mouse became very excited and busy.
Now, Thumbelina, you could start sewing your trousseau. Also, you must have both woolens and linens. A wife of such an important man as the mole must be very fine.
Thumbelina had to spin and spin, but she needed help, so the field mouse engaged 4 spiders to help day and night. In the evening, Thumbelina would stand in the doorway and gazed wistfully at the sky. She wished she could see the dear swallow again, but she never came. Then it was autumn, and Thumbelina's trousseau was finished.
Now there are only 4 weeks to your wedding.
I don't want to marry that old mole.
Nonsense. Don't be so stubborn. He's a fine catch for any girl. You should thank your lucky star that he'll have you.
At last, the day of the wedding arrived. The mole had come to fetch Thumbelina. She was to live with him deep under the earth. Never again would she come out into the warm sun, for the mole couldn't stand it. At the field mouse's, she had at least been allowed to look at it from the doorway.
Goodbye, dear son. I have to go underground now. If you ever happen to see the swallow, please tell her I miss her so. Oh, it's the swallow. You've returned. Of course. Did you think I would ever forget how you saved my life in the mole's tunnel? Why are you weeping? Oh, I have to marry that grumpy old mole and live deep underground. And I don't want to. Well, why don't you come along with me? I am flying south to the warm climate before the winter comes. You can ride on my back. Tie your sash around me and hold on tight. Oh, I will, I will.
Thumbelina got on the back of the swallow, and up and away they flew, high over the forests and lakes, and still higher over the cold mountains. Thumbelina snuggled in the bird's feathers to keep nice and warm. Finally, they came to a land where it was warm all year round. By a forest of green trees next to a blue lake stood a white marble palace. Grapevines grew up the walls, and way at the top were a bunch of swallow nests.
Well, here is my house. And now if you will take your choice of one of those pretty flowers growing below, I will set you on it, and you can live quite contentedly.
That will be just fine.
Hold on, I'll take you down.
Why, there's a little man sitting in the middle of a flower, and he's no bigger than I. But he has a crown on his head and wings. Who is he?
He is the guardian of the flowers. In fact, every flower here has a man or woman living in it. But this man is the ruler of them all.
How handsome he is.
The flower prince greeted Thumbelina quite warmly and begged her to stay. He thought her so beautiful that he asked her to marry him. Thumbelina said yes, and all the flower people came to meet her and bring her presents. The best present was a pair of wings, so that Thumbelina could now fly from flower to flower with her husband. Also, the prince saw no reason for his wife to be called Thumbelina, as all of the flower people were of the same size. He named her Maya. Later, the swallow flew back to Denmark, to the window of the room where the man who tells stories lives. The bird sang for him, and that's how we came to know the whole story.
So, that was Thumbelina. So if you like, subscribe, share, and comment, and have a groovy day with another video coming out real soon.